Hello students, I welcome you all to the online class of physical education, class 11. So, today I have brought a new chapter for you, that is chapter 5. The name of the chapter is Yoga. So, students, it's a very popular term, that is yoga. Now, yoga is being practiced worldwide. So, yoga is considered to be originated from our country, but now it is being practiced and yoga has been made into habit of worldwide. As students, you all must be well aware that every year on 21st of June it is celebrated as International Yoga Day. So let's start the chapter. So let us see what are all the things being consistent. So first of all, in this chapter yoga, we will be understanding about the meaning of yoga. Followed by that, we will be understanding about the importance of yoga. After that, we will be discussing about the elements of yoga. Next, we will be discussing about introduction to asanas, pranayam and meditation. After that, we will be discussing about various suddhi kriyas. Next, we will be discussing about yoga for concentration. That means how concentration can be developed through some yoga asanas. And at last, we will be discussing about yoga nidra, students. So, there are many things in this chapter to learn, to understand, and the most important part is we need to inculcate these practices into our life to lead a happy life, to lead a positive life. So, now see students, moving to next slide. So as you can see in the slide that it is meaning of yoga. Now, yoga means it has been originated from a Sanskrit word yuj. The word yuj means to unite or to combine. So we can also call it, yoga can be also called as unification of Atma with Paramatma. We call Atma in English as individual soul, and Paramatma we call it in English as absolute or the divine soul. So yoga is the union of individual soul with absolute or the divine soul. Okay, students? So next you see, yoga also means the unification of physical, mental, intellectual and spiritual aspects of human being. Yoga is the science of development of a person's consciousness. So moving to next slide, this slide is basically relates about the meaning of yoga. In the next slide, students, as you can see, it is importance of yoga. So there are a list of 12 importance I have enlisted, students. Okay. The first one is physical purity. The next one is cures and prevention from diseases. Next is reduces mental tension, beautification of body, provides relaxation, keeps the correct posture of the body. Yoga can be performed easily. Spiritual development, increases flexibility, reduces obesity, improves health, and the last but not the least is enhances moral and ethical values. So now students, let's discuss these importance of yoga one by one. So the first one as you can see is physical purity. Now, what is physical purity? Means internal organs of our body can be cleaned by various yogic exercises. So, with the help of various yogic exercises, our internal organs can be cleaned. That is physical purity. It is also said that as per Ayurveda, our body is made of Vata, Pitta and Kapha. To remain healthy, balance of Vata, Pitta and Kapha in our body is very, very necessary. So there have to be balance between three. That is Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Okay. So moving ahead, next is, these are basically the Shuddhi Kriya students. This Dhoti, Noli, Basti, Kapalbhati, Tratak, etc. are such yogic exercises which keep the internal organs of our body clean. These are basically the Shuddhi Kriyas, which we will be discussing later on in the chapter, students. So we get a brief knowledge that with the help of various Shuddhi Kriyas, the internal organs of an individual can be cleaned. So moving ahead, students, the second importance of yoga, as you can see in front of you in the slide, is cures and prevention of diseases. That means yoga also helps in curing, not only curing, but it also prevents diseases. So yoga not only prevents many diseases but also cures them. Various yogic exercises increases the immunity power of an individual. Diseases such as bronchitis, arthritis, gastritis, asthma, high blood pressure, stress, back pain, urinary disorder, etc. can be prevented as well as can be cured with the help of yogic exercises. See, students, so much of benefits. Means an individual who practices regular yoga asanas can keep himself or herself free from diseases. Moving to next slide, students, that is third importance. So third importance is telling that reduces mental tension. That means yoga helps in reducing mental tension of an individual. That is, yoga helps in reducing mental tension. So how? That is pratyahara, dharana, dhyan. These are the three elements, students. Elements of yoga. They are considered under elements. We will be discussing elements of yoga also later on. So pratyahara, dharana and dhyan, they plays a vital role in reducing the mental stress of individuals. Asanas like, so some of the yogic asanas also helps. So what are all those asanas? So asanas are Makra Asana, Sabha Asana, Salbha Asana and Bhujanga Asana. So these are some examples of yogic asanas that are beneficial for releasing stress and tension. Moving to another importance. The fourth importance of yoga is it reduces obesity and beautification of body. Students, here beautification of body doesn't mean beauty in the face. Rather, here beautification of body means proper structure. That is why I have also included the term obesity. Students, in today's world, no one wants to become obese. Everybody wants to become slim because obese persons don't feel comfortable in the contemporary society. They don't mingle with other individuals in the society. The reasons are numerous. Various clothes which they wish to wear, it doesn't fit them. So that is why it is a very important point of yoga that it helps in reducing obesity, and in the process when the individual is reducing his obesity, that is extra amount of fat which is being deposited in the body is being reduced, and hence the outcome, the result is beautification of the body. So let's see, students, obesity is becoming a worldwide problem nowadays. As I told you, obesity makes a person prone to many diseases. It's a very true fact that obesity leads to many diseases. Next one is, research studies have also shown that mental tension and stress could be one of the reasons for obesity. So various research studies in the field have also shown that it is a reason, obesity is a reason to mental stress and tension. Next one, pranayam and yogic asanas releases mental stress, reduces obesity, and makes the body strong and perfect. So that is, pranayam and various yogic asanas releases mental stress. They help in minimizing the stress level of the mind. They also help in reducing obesity, as well as makes the body strong and perfect. Mayurasana is one of the such example. So by performing Mayurasana, an individual can minimize the deposition of fat within the body, which will lead to beautification of body. So moving ahead, students, the next one, the fifth importance of yoga that tells us it provides relaxation. Means yoga provides relaxation. Rest and relaxations are essential for removing fatigue. Fatigue is nothing but lactic acid concentration within our body. When our muscle groups starts getting tired, we observe pain in the lower body. That is nothing but starting off or originating of fatigue in our body. So rest and relaxations are very essential for removing fatigue. Research studies have shown that yogic asanas and pranayam relaxes the body and mind. So various research studies have been conducted in the field, and it has been concluded that yogic asanas and pranayam can relax the body as well as mind of an individual. Some of the examples: Padma Asana, Sabha Asana, Makra Asana are some of the such asanas which helps in relaxing our mind. So moving ahead, students, so the next slide tells us the sixth importance of yoga, that is, it keeps the correct posture of the body. That means yoga asanas also helps in keeping our body posture correct. And students, we all are well aware we all are well aware about the various benefits of correct posture. So, let us see. Various postural deformities are very common nowadays. Now, what does the word mean, deformities? Deformities means bad postures, wrong postures, that is postural deformity. Okay, students? So postural deformity are very common nowadays due to lifestyle followed which affects efficiency negatively. That means the way we lead our life, that is an individual's lifestyle, can lead to postural deformity also sometimes. That is why it is very important for all of us students to lead a happy life. Yes, students. So the next point tells us that doing yoga asanas regularly, a person cannot only have the correct posture, that means by regular practice of yoga asanas helps an individual to maintain correct posture, but can also cure postural deformities. So, by regular practice of yoga asanas, that not only helps an individual to maintain correct posture, but also it helps to minimize postural deformities. Some of the examples: Vajrasana, Sarvangashana, Mayurasana, Chakrasana and Bhujangasana are some of the examples which helps an individual to keep their body posture correct. Moving ahead, students, the next slide tells us about another importance of yoga, that is, yoga can be performed easily. Yes, students, it's very true. There are many students who are getting panic, who don't feel comfortable. They feel that yoga is it's very hard to perform. It's not like that. In fast life of today, everyone claims to be very busy. Hardly any time left for self. So, in the present situation, students, in the present day life, every individual is having the complaint that their life is very busy. They hardly get any time for self. But doing yogic exercise need only a small space. So, performing yoga asanas, they require a very small space. You don't require a large amount of space. Similarly to playing games, whereas other needs much money and time. Other activities requires lot of time, lot of money need to be invested to purchase equipments and other things. So, performing yogic asanas require a very small space, and an individual can perform yogic asanas as per his or her comfortableness. I give you a very small example, students. In urban areas, in cities, what happens? Hardly a vacant space is there to play. So, what we can do? We can practice yoga asanas at home. It doesn't require much space, students. Take another example. Take a hectic schedule of our parents, okay? Those who are working in industries or some companies and all. They might undergo a busy schedule, but when returning home, at least they can find out some time for themselves, so that perform few yogic asanas that can help them even to minimize, reduce mental stress level, tension, which arises because of hectic schedule from morning to evening students. So we are learning so many things. Under importance, we are learning many importance of yoga students. These knowledge need to be forwarded to our family members, neighbors, and wherever necessary you find. So moving ahead, students, it is another importance of yoga, that is spiritual development. So one can have good control over mind by doing yogic exercises and move towards the spiritual heights. So by practicing regular yogic asanas, one can have good control on his or her mind by doing yogic exercises and move towards spiritual heights. Some of the examples: Padmasana, Siddhasana enhances the meditation power of an individual. So these two asanas, students, that is Padmasana and Siddhasana, they help an individual to develop meditation power, to enhance meditation power. Pranayama is also useful for spiritual development. So pranayama, they also help in spiritual development of an individual. Next slide, students. The next slide tells us another importance of yoga, that is increases flexibility. So yoga can also help in increasing flexibility of an individual. Let's see how. Flexibility is a very significant, as it helps in movement of body efficiently. Flexibility is a very important component of physical fitness, students, because it is related to various movements of human being. Next is muscles become more flexible and it prevents sports and other injuries also. So when our muscles become more flexible, the outcome, the result is it prevents sports and other injuries also. Next, some of the examples of various yogic asanas which helps in enhancing flexibility level. They are Chakrasana, Dhanurasana, Halasana, Bhujangasana. So these asanas can enhance the flexibility level of an individual. Next, students, another importance is reduces obesity. So we have once discussed earlier also, students, that yoga can help in reducing obesity. So it's a very common problem nowadays. Regular yogic exercise like pranayama and asanas reduces obesity. Research studies have shown that obesity is also caused by mental stress and tension. So an individual who are most of the time remaining under mental stress, tension, they are also tend to have the problem known as obesity. That is why individuals need to minimize stress, tension, depression, sort of negative things. Meditative asanas are perfect solution. So the solution to this problem is meditative asanas. The individual must undergo various meditative asanas, then only he or she can reduce minimize the stress level, the tension level. Another important student, it improves health. So from the starting, okay, if all the importance of the yoga that we have understood one after another, students, so at the end we can come to the conclusion that yes, yoga helps in improving health of an individual. So yoga not only maintains but it improves our health. Muscles becomes more strong, students. Various systems of the body like respiratory system, circulatory system, nervous system, excretory system becomes more efficient, resulting improvement in overall health. So when our various systems of the body will function much more efficiently, then it will lead to a healthy life. So the last importance is means yoga enhances moral and ethical values. So let's see, students, yoga is very significant for human being in present day life. By following first two steps of Ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga yoga means elements of yoga. Basically there are 8 parts of yoga. So that is why it is also known as Ashtanga yoga. So the first two steps of Ashtanga yoga are Yama and Niyama. Later we will be discussing, students, about various elements of yoga in detail. So by regular practice of the first two elements, that is Yama and Niyama, the various values are developed within the individuals. Life skills are developed within the individuals. An individual can attain perfect health and lead a content life by performing yogic exercise daily. It is very, very important, students, that an individual can attain a perfect health and can lead a content life, means a healthy life, by performing various yogic exercises on regular basis, on daily basis. So these are all the various importance of yoga, students. So moving ahead to another topic. Next, as you can see, students, in the slide, it is elements of yoga. There are 8 elements of yoga, students. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. One thing you need to keep in mind that this chronological order cannot be disturbed. You cannot change the order of elements of yoga. You need to follow the same chronological order. If the question is asked in the examination or while writing notes in your copy, you have to follow the same order, students. That is Yam, Niyam, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. Okay? These are the 8 elements of yoga, also known as Ashtanga yoga. Okay? 8 paths of yoga. So now, students, we will start discussing one by one element of yoga elaborately. So the first element of yoga is Yama. So what is Yama? Yama are the set of rules and regulations which helps an individual to survive a happy life in society. a peaceful life in society. There are 5 basic principles of Yama. They are, the first one is ahimsa. We call ahimsa in English as non-violence. That means an individual should move on the path of non-violence. The path which Mahatma Gandhi has led. So, the path of ahimsa, that is non-violence, leads to betterment. Violence always leads to negative things, students. Second one. The second one is satya. Satya means truthfulness. We should always try to speak truth as far as possible, students. Next one is asteya. Asteya, we call it non-stealing. Whatever things we are having with us, we should be happy with those. We should not look towards what others are having. So that makes us happy with whatever things are in our belongings. Moving ahead, students. The fourth one is brahmacharya. Means love for knowledge. So people in ancient time used to leave everything for the love of knowledge, so that they can concentrate, they can focus on their goal purposefully. The last one, students, the last one is aparigraha. Aparigraha means non-possessiveness. What is non-possessiveness, students? The individual is very much happy with whatever he or she is having. That is non-possessive. Possessive is the opposite of non-possessive. So an individual should be non-possessive. So these 5 are the basic principles of Yama. Moving to the second element of yoga, that is Niyama. Niyama are some set of rules and regulations that helps an individual to lead a self-disciplined life. It is also known as moral disciplines. Niyama also have 5 principles, students. The first one is Soch, that is cleanliness. The cleanliness drive that is being led by our present Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. We should always keep our surroundings, our environment neat and clean, students. It not only makes us happy, it not only makes us free from diseases, but it's a habit. It's a habit we should carry forward from one individual to other students. So these are the various cleansing process with the help of image. I have tried to show you, students. It is Neti, Dhoti, Agnisara Dhoti, Nauli, Basti, Kapalbhati and Tratak. These are all the various processes through which an individual can clean his or her internal organs. The second principle of Niyama is Santosh. We call it as contentment. Feeling of satisfaction in life is very, very important, students. Until and unless an individual satisfies himself or herself, things becomes very, very tough. Next is tap. So what is tap? Meditativeness. Okay? To endure the difficult obstacles, to overcome various hurdles and complex situations easily in achieving the goal. Next is swadhyaya, means self-study, self-realization. So, reading of scriptures. So more and more we go for self-study, we increase, we enhance our knowledge level, students. The last one is Ishvara Paranidhana. That means dedicating all deeds to God Almighty. So these are the 5 principles of Niyama. Moving ahead to third element of yoga, that is asana. Asana mean to acquire any posture that gives comfortableness to the individual. Asana means position or posture of a body. It also means to sit in easy posture. These are slow stretching activities performed to keep the body flexible, agile and young. The fourth element of yoga is pranayama. Pranayama is also known as science of breath control. Basically, students, in pranayama, it has 3 processes: inhalation, retaining of breath, followed by exhalation. These are the 3 phases, that is inhalation of breath, retaining of breath, exhalation of breath. So these 3 constituent forms pranayama. Next one is pratyahara. The 5th element of yoga is pratyahara. Now, pratyahara can be also known as the first step towards meditation. Because, students, in pratyahara we slowly close our eyes. We try to focus on a particular thought or a particular thing. So, when in the process we try to focus on a particular thought or a thing or our sense organs, lot of things starts coming to our mind. So, in pratyahara, we try to focus our attention on a particular thought or a thing or sense organ, students. The 6th element of yoga is dharana. Dharana means it is concentration. So dharana means concentration. Concentration of mind at one focal point. It is a mental exercise which enables a yogi to go ahead towards dhyan. Dharana can be also known as the 2nd step towards dhyan, meditation. The first step we discussed, that is pratyahara. The 2nd step is dharana. So in dharana what happens, students? We acquire, we enable our attention level on any one object, thing or thought. Next one, students. The seventh element of yoga is known as dhyan. Dhyan, we call it in English as meditation. So dhyan is a complete constancy or concentration of mind. Next, students, the last element of yoga is samadhi. Basically, samadhi means the union of individual soul with the supreme soul. So, the unification of individual soul with supreme soul is known as samadhi. I give you a very small example, students. We all have kids at home. So, when kids watches their favorite TV serial, their level of attention grows at such a height that if they are called repeatedly also, they don't respond, because their level of attention, their focal point is at so high towards the serial, because the serial is very favorite, the series is very favorite. So that is why they are focusing entirely on the TV serial or the series. That is also unification of individual soul with absolute soul. It is checking off destruction of all the impulses of mind. So samadhi is checking or destruction of all the impulses of mind, students. During dhyana, when the disappearance of self-awareness takes place, the yogi attains the stage of samadhi. The example which I gave you, students. During dhyana, when the disappearance of the awareness takes place, the yogi attains the stage of samadhi. That means his level of attention has reached to a such height that all the distractions, if anybody knocks, if anybody calls, still their level of attention, focal point is so much high towards the thing over which he or she is focusing. Experience the divine pleasure. So, under samadhi's element or the stage, the individual experiences divine pleasure. So, these are the 8 elements of yoga, students, which we have discussed one after another. So today we will be discussing up to this much only. Today we have discussed at first about the meaning of yoga. After that we have discussed, students, about importance of yoga. Then we discussed the elements of yoga. Elements of yoga are also known as Ashtanga Yoga because these are 8 paths of yoga. 8 paths of yoga, namely Yam, Niyam, Ashan, Pranayam, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyan and Samadhi. I hope, students, you have understood these 3 topics. If still you have any doubt, you can personally approach me. I will be feeling very happy in clearing your doubts. We will meet again in the next video with another part of this chapter. Thank you all of you. Stay blessed. God bless us all, students.